us the sutras by which we can develop taste for Krishna consciousness. You know, the theme is, the question was, Kim Asita? How a person who is Sthita Pragya, how he is able to control his senses. And does any one of you remember the analogy which was told by the Lord yesterday of tortoise? So, what is the special thing about tortoise? When if he sees anything which is dangerous, he withdraws all everything, his head, his legs, everything inside. Similarly, a person who's sthita pragya, when there is an opportunity for sense gratification, he withdraws his senses. And withdrawal, we have understood, means withdrawing from the sense objects and fixing the mind and senses on Krishna. This is what we had heard yesterday. Now the Lord will go further to explain the same point, how withdrawing the senses from sense objects is not sufficient. A person, the living entity, should also get a higher taste. Is it not? Because we are Anandamaya, so we always seek some tasty thing. I mean, we need to taste something. As a matter of fact, we are always tasting something. You know what? If you feel miserable, then also you are tasting something. Even if you are miserable, why this person is speaking like this to me? Still you are tasting some material rasa. Internal, obviously it's in the mind. Unless there is some rasa, the mind taste, the mind cannot be absorbed in that object. See, there are so many subtle points in Bhagavad Gita that it is difficult to catch unless you actually reflect what I am trying to say. Every moment we are tasting something. Do you agree on this? First, let us, something we are tasting. Some form, some sound, something we are tasting. So you must understand, so the person whose consciousness is fixed, he is only tasting Krishna. Means Krishna consciousness. His only taste, only thing which is taste is Krishna consciousness. Anyhow, we'll discuss how we can develop this kind of taste. Voice is breaking in between. I think the other mic is better, the bigger one. Well, I have been using the same mic every day. Maybe the net is slow. 1 second, I'll just check. Oh, sorry. I'll switch on to a very good net, but it is not coming. Yes, now it is coming. Maybe the whole net of mine is now is okay. Okay? No. I just did not switch on to the proper network. Now the network is okay. It's Vrindavan network now. Up till now it was Galaxy. Is it okay? Can you hear me? All of the Zoom devotees are very intelligent. Can you hear me very clearly? Yes. This is very clear. Yes, we can hear very clearly. Okay. So now please chant after me. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. I'm just laughing because, one devotee, I was remembering one senior devotee's comment. It is not a good idea to marry a senior devotee, advanced devotee. Applying this shloka, some girl will think, oh, he is a very advanced devotee, I should marry him. But he has no taste for sense gratification. He will not take you to a hotel. He will not take you to a movie. You will get bored. Sankarshan Prabhu said something really nice. He will only take you to Vrindavan and Mathura. That was quite funny, Anyhow, sorry to say that, it came to my mind. We'll chant again. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. Not nivartante, nivartate. Vishaya vinivartante निराहारस्य देहिनः रसवर्जं रसोप्यस्य परम दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते. Some devotees want to chant. विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः रसवर्जं रसोप्यस्य परम दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते. So please chant the word meanings. Vishayaha, objects for sense enjoyment. Vinivartante, are practiced to be restrained from. Niraharasya, by negative restrictions. Dehinaha, for the embodied. Rasa varjam, giving up the taste. Rasaha, sense of enjoyment. Api, although there is. Asya, his. Param, far superior things. Drishtva, by experiencing. Nivartate, he ceases from. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, though the taste for sense objects remains. But ceasing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness. This is beautiful. Where is that? Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehina. So by spiritual instruction, a person may be told, we must not engage in sense gratification, and he does not engage in sense gratification also. And that's why nirahara, ahar you mean? Ahar means to eat. And nirahara means not eat. So now eating here simply does not mean eating food only. Whenever we are engaging in sense gratification, we are providing food to our senses, that special specific knowledge acquiring senses through that sense object, by feeding that sense object. There is a kind of hunger in the eyes to see form. Are you able to understand? There's a hunger. Trishna is a Sanskrit word. There is a desire, taste. I would use the word hunger, bhuk, to hear some material sound. Is it not? There is a hunger to smell something very nice and taste. You know these points. And to touch something soft. So now, understanding that these are not good, a person may restrain himself and not do such things. But you must remember, he knows the taste of these material objects. So the shloka says, Dehina, all the Dehis, any Dehi, anyone who possesses a Deha, he has these desires for sense enjoyment. That's why he has a Deha, otherwise he would have not got a material body itself. So Vishya vinivartante niraharasya dehina. So he is restraining himself from sense objects. Just like, are you able to hear a movie now? So are you not restraining? In a sense, you are restraining to not go to watch a movie. You can also just switch off your video, and I'm not suggesting that, but you can watch some YouTube movie, is it not? But all of us are consciously not doing that. Since early morning, we have been practicing Vishya Vinivartan. This is a very, very important point. We are withdrawing our senses from sense objects, yes. And Rasa Varjam, Rasa Varjam, Rasa. He is not tasting sense objects, but he knows the taste of the inferior sense objects. It's not that you all don't know what a movie song looks like, or what a material form looks like. Is it not? You don't know? We know. But still, asya param drishtva. He sees the form of Krishna, he hears Krishna katha, he tastes Krishna prasadam. That's why, and the word drishtva means, normally the word drishtva would mean see. Just like in Hindi we say, "Jara dekhiye prasadam kaisa bana hai." Just if I translate into English, please look how prasadam is made. What does it mean? It means you taste it. So the word is param drishtva, tasting higher sense objects. He nivartate. He does not want to He has no desire to engage in lowly sense gratification. So because he's experiencing higher consciousness, so higher taste in higher sense enjoyment, the highest sense object is Krishna. There is no higher sense object than Krishna. If I want to put it like this, there is nobody more beautiful than Krishna. His words are so beautiful. Even you see, we cannot hear him directly, but hearing his words in Bhagavad Gita are so nice to the heart. Every time, we may not understand the whole Bhagavad Gita lecture, but every time you hear a Bhagavad Gita lecture, you feel peaceful. Is it not? This is how beautiful Lord is. I mean, his words are. And same thing is mentioned in when the Lord is leaving from Hastinapur. So there it is told by Parishit Maharaj, if I'm not wrong, Parishit Maharaj or Shukdev Goswami, I don't know who spoke the shloka, but shloka I remember. If once a person has purified himself and avoids bad association and he hears Krishna Katha, he cannot give up Krishna Katha. So how can those who have sat with Krishna, ate with Krishna, can bear his separation? He's so attractive. But the real point is same thing. Rasa Varjam, Asat Sang Tyag. Giving up sense gratification. So the sutra for having a higher taste is we must voluntarily accept some austerity to give up sense gratification. At something we have to give up. Samajh rahe na? If you are here to hear Bhagavad Gita, you have made a choice to not do prajalpa. There may be some devotees even hanging around who may be not going to any class. English Bhagavatam class, Hindi Bhagavatam class, or English Bhagavad Gita class, and they will find a very nice excuse as if Krishna himself has told them not to go to the class. Is it not? They will find some very nice excuse. And day after day, every day, they will have some nice excuse to not come to the class. So the real excuse is, real reason is they don't have taste for Krishna Katha. So you see, if Krishna Katha is so attractive, how much Krishna will be attractive? So here, are you able to get this point? So two things. We have to restrain our senses, which is the four regulative principles, and engage in a positive process of Krishna consciousness, hearing and chanting about Krishna and taking prasadam. Then we naturally develop a higher taste. Again, same thing. When you go now to take prasadam at 9 a.m., then right now I may say, don't eat. Don't eat. So are you niraharasya now? Right now, are you nirahar? Khana nahi kha rahe na? You're not eating. But when you take prasadam and then afterwards also you are nirahar or not? I hope you nahi samajh pa rahe aap. After taking prasadam, do you eat further? So you still are in nirahar. You are not eating further, but now you are fully satisfied. That's why you don't eat anything. Yes. And I would request the devotees to make it a habit to only take prasadam. It is a very essential part of your self-realization. Prabhuji, what if we have to go outside? Don't go outside. No, what if we have to go to a marriage? Don't go to the marriage unless it is your marriage. But then Prabhuji, who will come to my marriage? Then don't marry. Who cares? How many times you have married, is it not? How is your husband, Prabhuji, of last life? What is this? What kind of question you're asking? Yes, you might have been a wife. Who knows? It's not something new which we are doing, is it not? What I want is we have to become strict like a horse, fixed in this, avoid sense gratification. Obviously, devotee when he's trying to control his senses, will trip over. But again, no, I have to control my senses. I will dabang baniye. You understand? Dabang, samajhte dabang? You know the meaning of dabang? How will you translate dabang into English? Everybody understands dabang. Who will not listen to anyone. He will become very like kshatriya, fighting spirit. हम इतनी से क्यों दब जाएं? हम नहीं दबेंगे. Dabang बनना है. Gangster. No, that is not real. Dabang is dominating. So if you want to be really dominant, you dominate your senses. You dominate your mind. Not become dominated by them. Then only we can develop a higher taste. Before we go further, I gave a very nice example. I should have shown by a photo, but I have given it in the Japa talk. This is only Gaur Krishna Maharaj said this. Maharaj ji, taste nahi aa raha hai. We are not becoming happy in bhakti. So he gives a very funny example. Very nice. If you have 1 ton of sweet rice and you add 100 grams of matti oil, matti ka tel kya bolte hain? Kerosene oil. It will taste very nice. Ah, what is this? So now this is our situation. Not this is not this. So if we do lot, no, this is not our situation. So if there is lot of bhakti and we do little bit sense gratification, still it is very bad. Bhakti is like kheer, very nice, and you do little bit sense gratification. Our situation is we have 1 ton of kerosene oil and we have 1 cup of kheer, and we add and we say, "Maza nahi yaar." You will smell kerosene oil only, is it not? So we must give up sense gratification, and it's for our good, even if you don't like to hear it. I think all the devotees who must have completed their 16 rounds now in the morning, are you feeling happy? Yes. Do you feel happy that you could wake up early in the morning and had darshan of Krishna, Balram, Gauratai? And all those people who were otherwise been bound by Vyomasur, they were in the cave. That's why they could not wake up. So they are not happy. Our happiness is a different kind, is it not? Yes. So, like that. So, in your today's experience, you know what is the taste of sleeping in the nice Brahma Muhurt hours. All of us know? Yeah, no, we know that how tasty it is to sleep there. But we also know if we can wake up and take bath and go for darshan of Krishna Balaram, then it is so much more nice. आप नहीं देख रहे हैं ना, आप दोनों टेस्ट जानते हैं कि नहीं? Sleeping is also nice, and taking darshan, waking up and taking darshan of the Lord is also nice. Which is more nice? Darshan. So you have to make your own choice. I will not sleep now. Sleeping time finished. Now it's time to wake up for Mangalar. हाँ, समझ रहे ना मेरी बात? Okay. So I think you got a secret. We have to stop sense gratification. Stop adding kerosene oil, and imports as much sweet rice as possible. ठीक है? Gita Bhushan comment. But we can see that the fool who is sick also restrains his senses. Very beautiful link. What was the shloka yesterday? That there's a person who, like a tortoise, he withdraws his senses. So now Arjuna can say, but we can see that the fool who is sick also restrains his senses. Just like I have a little stomach upset. So I have to restrain myself with some certain things, is it not? Or if I have fever, then I will not take rice, which is actually I really like. I must tell you, I really like rice. I can just do away with chapatis for all my life. Maybe I was a Bihari last life or whatever. Maybe a Bengali. But just, but then certain things, when I have cold, I have to restrain myself. So is that kind of restraint which Sthita Pragya is having? So that may be an objection. How can this be the outstanding quality of the Sthita Pragya? Beautiful link. Did you get this? You are saying a Sthita Pragya is able to withdraw his senses by his will. So I see a person who is sick. He also withdraws his senses by the will because he knows this is bad for me. But what is the missing point? He does not have a higher taste. He's just forced because of his sickness to not eat those things. For a person, Dehina, that means who possesses this body, even if he is a fool, who does not eat out of fear of getting sick, which means niraharasya, he is not eating. The experiences of sense objects, that means Vishaya, are also annulled, but not the thirst or attraction for them, Rasavarjam. Very, very important point. That thirst for sense object has not been destroyed. However, for the Sthita Pragya, Asya, who has realized Atma, Param Drishtva, it means taste for Krishna, which is superior to the sense objects, which is full of self-manifesting bliss, even the thirst for sense objects, Rasaha, is destroyed or nivartate. His quality is destruction of sense objects and the thirst from which there is no deviation. Unlike the sick man, whose extinction of sense object is not accompanied by extinction of thirst. Did you like the commentary? Beautiful. Again, I'll bring your attention to certain points. A person who is sick, he may not engage himself in that kind of sense enjoyment. But what did Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan has explained? He still has a desire to eat those things. Eat those things, you understand, means enjoy those sense objects. That's like those who have diabetes. So they don't have any desire to eat sugar things, is it not? You must know that those who have diabetes, the reason they had diabetes is because they ate too much sugar. We cannot imagine what kind of liberation this is if the thirst for sense enjoyment goes away from our heart. Every devotee who's listening online or offline will surely 100% accept that when there is thirst for sense enjoyment, it burns our heart for whatever object you want. But when that thirst is not there, you feel so peaceful. I give a small example from Srimad Bhagavatam, and that is the story of a prostitute named Pingla. And from there you will understand this. I had not prepared this, but it's just now coming to my heart. I am explaining this. From this you'll understand. So Pingla was a prostitute in Vedeha, in the city of Janak Maharaj. And Dattatreya was observing her. And one night, many customers were coming and nobody was approaching her. And every time a customer will come and a person will come, even he's not a customer, she is thinking, oh, this one had satisfied me yesterday. Maybe he will come today. He did not show his face, like that. And so many people went away. And like that, midnight passed and she did not eat also. And then suddenly some knowledge descended into her heart. And then she said, what kind of profession I am accepted? This is so abominable. I am thinking that these people are loving me. I am so foolish. And then she says, Asha hi param dukham, nirasha hi param sukham. Have you heard this? Very nice. You know that Asha Pasha, that hopes that by some material arrangement, I'll become happy. This is called thirst for material enjoyment, is it not? And what have we experienced in this life? Every time, even if I have got a sense object which I have really desired, it has only left me unsatisfied. Don't think of very gross sense gratification. What about your jhunjunas? When a small kid, our mother will give a jhunjuna, le beta, jhun 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 jhun. Now the mothers give smartphone. And we were so eager for that. I remember I cried so much for a car. My father never used to buy toys. What kind of father you are? You never give us any toy. What is this? You never give it. I still remember the price also. At that time, 500 rupees was a big amount. And he purchased a car for me and I played with it for 15 minutes and then I was bored with it. I want to take a little deviation and say something very, very important. Especially for anyone, not for a specific person, anyone who wants to get married. Do not have a romantic conception of marriage. It is a very, very, how to say, pavitra kya kehte hain? It's a very holy relationship in which both the husband and wife should have an attitude of service. How the Mataji will serve in a different way and Prabhuji will serve in a different way. But the goal of both of them is to go back to Godhead. Both of them should be going back. I am repeated again the same point. This has not happened with anybody and this will not happen with anybody. Do not have a romantic conception of marriage. Prabhuji, how do you know? We know because we are intelligent and we hear from our spiritual master. And do I say wrong, Mataji? Do you still have a romantic conception now? No, it's a matter of service. Otherwise, it will be very bad. If there is no service attitude, I am surprised we have 18 devotees. It's not staying ashram. We don't fight. Why there is fighting between husband and woman? Sorry, husband and man, husband and wife. If there is no service attitude, and the problem is now the service attitude is not being trained at all. कोई training ही नहीं है. But in any relation, whether it's husband, wife, whether it's friend, anywhere, if there is a sense of serving others, then only we can have good relationships. Do you think I want to serve all of you by speaking Bhagavad Gita? Is it not? So we don't have fight. And as soon as I think, how can I get some thing out of you? Was finished.
How can
आप बस इसको पकड़ के चलिए. Everybody, both sides. Mataji should think, how can I serve my husband to become Krishna conscious? The husband should think, how can I serve the wife to become Krishna conscious? We are servants. We are not controllers. We are not enjoyers. We are not. That is not our Swarupa.
motive should be Krishna conscious?
Krishna conscious. This is very important. Why I am saying this? Because people may have, hardly anybody will join Brahmacharya ashram, and obviously people have to get married. But if we have a romantic conception, romantic bubble, you understand? Then you will be very much, it will be very much painful when Krishna pierces that bubble, you know. This is not my words, words of my spiritual master. All of us, this is not an ashram, all of us are helping each other to advance in Krishna consciousness. If I wake up and then I help other devotees to wake up, we don't have fights, very rarely, very rarely. Very rarely. I mean, I hope Krishna will not test me today, but very rarely we have fights. Because everybody is geared towards chanting Hare Krishna and doing bhakti. एक टायर पंचर हो गया तो दिक्कत हो जाएगी, समझ गए ना? Why I am saying this? Because I have been counseling many devotees, and this is a problem. If the husband is devotee and the wife is not a devotee, then wife is not having param drishtva. Now you are able to understand what I am trying to say? She does not have higher taste, and then she wants baser enjoyments. I don't want to elaborate. And if the wife is a devotee and the husband is a whatever, I will not use the word karmi. Did I use the word karmi? Okay, sorry. So he's a karmi, then he will have a lower taste. But I am seeing now one more pattern. The boys are marrying karmi wives so that they can also have some lower taste and they can also have some higher taste. You understand what I'm trying to say? And maybe the girls also want to marry karmi husband because they can also have some lower taste, and maybe they can also come to Gita class. प्रभु जी आप बहुत ज्यादा खुल के बोलते हैं, because I am observing it, and it's amazing, you know, we can observe these things. We can observe the cheating mentality from both sides. It is not, I think I know many of my students will not marry devotee wives. But again, devotee wives से भी तो problem होती है. I know what they want to do and what they want to say. So the whole idea is, no problem. Go ahead with the sense enjoyment and get beaten like a donkey. I would use those words. Go ahead with sense enjoyment, and again then Maya will beat nicely. Then you'll understand, oh, Prabhuji was telling correct. There are examples of that. I will not take the names, but how much they are suffering. But I will not take the names, but I will tell one person example. One devotee's wife is so crazy. If she says, you bring a sofa for me, and if it does not bring, then she will break her head on the wall like that. How you deal with that? How you deal with that? It's just too much, you know. And why I'm saying all those things? Because all of us as conditioned soul will say they lived happily, eternally, ever after, or whatever. It just doesn't work. Any relationship, there has to be service attitude. Just see how mother, what is it? The Kardam Muni ki pati, Devahuti, how she served so nicely her husband. And you see later on, the husband, Kardam Muni, was so pleased to say, whatever realizations I have got, I want to share with you. Did you see what a wonderful relationship they had? So I'm just saying, those who want to marry, they said, why can't we just stop being controllers of everyone around us? Why can't we just be servants of helping people? You say all these things, but you control too much. You tell us to wake up early in the morning. You take us our attendance. You put us in sadhana card. You are a big controller. You are a hypocrite, my dear Prabhu. No, I am a simple servant. You may post or not post. I'll keep posting. See, my attitude is very simple. I will keep doing my sadhana, even none of my students do sadhana.
Yes.
Does it make sense? Even if everybody drops out, I will keep firing. That should be the attitude of every devotee. समझ रहे ना? हमको भगवान के मुझे जाना है, अब बाकी को नहीं जाना है तो अगले जन्म में आना, कोई और आएगा आपको प्रचार करने के लिए. That should be that if you have this attitude, then you will be very happy. And then you will be happy, then they will say, Prabhuji is happy. Oh, we shall also become happy by chanting Hare Krishna. And I'm seeing many students are like this. They're practicing very nicely. So I'm not just saying, I'm just saying everybody should be like this. बाकी कोई जाना नहीं चाहता, नहीं जानता, हमको जाना है भगवान के पास। सोचिए माता जी भगवान के पास पहुंच गए तो कितना अच्छा रहेगा ना, कभी कोई टेंशन नहीं। नो हस्बैंड विच विल गिव यू ट्रबल, इज इट नॉट? एंड नो वाइफ विच विल गिव यू ट्रबल, इज इट नॉट प्रभु जी?
जैसे अपनी डिजायर ऐसी आए,
एसोसिएट विद दोज, हाँ अच्छा आपने प्रश्न किया। अब कहेंगे प्रभु जी हायर डिजायर आएगी कैसे? हाउ टू गेट हायर डिजायर? बी एसोसिएटेड विद दोज मैड पीपल हु हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ डिजायर। Associate with those people who are having that desire to go back to Godhead. Simple. Otherwise, that desire will not come. First and second, we must hear how the devotees are really happy in the spiritual world. How? कहाँ से मालूम चलेगा? भगवद गीता, भागवतम, चैतन्य चरितामृत. Really, when you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's so sweet. Anyways, so we read Srila Prabhupada's purport. Then we naturally become inclined for Krishna Bhakti. Unless one is transcendentally situated, it is not possible to cease from sense enjoyment. Why this devotee has highlighted this is a very powerful line. Because we need to taste something. So if we do not have taste for Krishna consciousness, we will surely taste sense enjoyment. We have to be very, very careful. So all of us are in that situation. See, a person who's a great fool, he's also happy in ignorance. A person who's a Paramhansa, he's also happy because he's blissed. We are struggling. But all of us struggling in a different way. It's like for some people, waking up Mangal Aarti is very easy. But for some people, it's a struggle. For some people, chanting, very great struggle. But some it's very easy. So you remember that it has become easy from the situation of when it was very difficult. Nahi samjh rahe hain? I know it was so difficult for me to wake up for Mangal Aarti in IIT Kanpur. Now it's just, I'm not proud, but I'm just saying so easy. डिफिकल्ट है कुछ लोगों के लिए इतना डिफिकल्ट होता है कि वो आश्रम छोड़ देंगे लेकिन मंगल आरती नहीं आएंगे. Some brahmacharis, I know, I always tell this. When somebody joins this, Prabhuji, suppose Keshav Sakha Prabhu, you are joining as a brahmachari. When do you want to join? As a matter of fact, tomorrow. So suppose you want to join tomorrow, say Keshav Sakha Prabhu. Nice, no problem. You have to wake up for Mangal Aarti every day. Chant your rounds nicely, come for class, take prasadam, do service. Yes, that's like he's saying, yes. After 6 months, it's too much for him, you know. That person is too much. And then he says, my father is sick and my father is, all those things, then he's calling me. You will really laugh. This has really happened. It's a real story. One devotee came, I won't take his name, and he said, my father and mother have left their body when I was a child. Please accept me in the ashram. He's a very good boy also. He was doing bhakti nicely. Achha. Then after 3-4 months, you know, this pure devotional torture, this pure devotional service like a too much torture for him. Because, you know, every day I wake him up for Mangal Aarti, every day chanting, every day evening, 2 hours class every day. And he knows that if he says, I want to go, then I'll say, okay, go. But I won't stop giving classes, is it not? Then he says, Prabhuji, my father has died, and after a few days it is his therapy. And but you told me that your father has died when you were a child. Now again, how he can die? So you see, so who knows what is the truth? The real truth is they could not tolerate this pure devotional torture. I use the word every day. But I think all the devotees must be experiencing who are doing sadhana with us. To do sadhana, if you can do the sadhana as per the schedule, you feel very happy. Do you agree?
Yes.
Every day, 4:30 Mangal Aarti. Oh, I've been able to reach in time. Chanting out japa in time, and then Guru Puja in time, and then class starting in time, and also class finish in time, and prasadam in time. So you become accustomed to doing those things. Do you agree with it? Yes. Do it, and you actually become happy. This is the sutra told by my counselor, His Holiness Bhakti Samit Maharaj. Do everything in time. And then by that, goodness will increase. Yesterday we discussed about goodness. And then you will have natural taste for Krishna consciousness. You pick up this point. Even if your mind is rocking like anything. No, this is the time for japa. And this is the time for japa. I'll chant now. Nothing is more important. This may seem very simple, but this is how we can train our mind. Our mind will understand. This Mataji will chant now. He won't give you trouble. This Prabhu will chant now. This is a time for chanting. Okay. So this is why the point Prabhupada is saying, and this is how we can be first coming to goodness, and then we become transcendently situated, and then we become naturally happy practicing Krishna consciousness. So that's why this shloka is very nice. The process is not artificial, and also you can't behave artificially. You immediately, if you don't have taste for chanting, you cannot immediately chant 64 rounds or 128 rounds. I know one Mataji, she was chanting 64 rounds for what is that? Purushottam. After that, she was chanting 2 rounds. What kind of this chanting is? Have a regulated regime. Yeah. You want to say something?
Yeah, what it means, if we are doing every work on time, then we are be in a situation of goodness.
Yes, the main thing is regulation, and that's how the Lord is explaining this. It will go further. The Lord will explain the coming shlokas, the same point of regulation. The process of restriction from sense enjoyment by rules and regulation is something like restricting a diseased person from certain types of eatables. The patient, however, neither likes such restrictions nor loses his taste for eatables. Similarly, sense restriction by some spiritual process like Ashtanga Yoga in the matter of yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, etc. is recommended for less intelligent persons who have no better knowledge. So, what is a better knowledge? Better knowledge is I am servant of Krishna. So, instead of trying to control senses by pressing the nose and doing all those things, which is an artificial thing because you still don't realize the bliss of Atma. The better process is you realize Krishna is my eternal master and directly engage your senses with Krishna Seva. Very simple. It's actually very simple. Just like after your prasadam, it is very easy for you to engage your mind in your services. Is it not, Shambhari Prabhu? And you took some guidance and actually it is working for you. And before that you were trying to go against your nature, and it was very difficult for you. Like for Matajis to cook every day is not a complicated thing. For me to even think of cooking is very difficult. I was just trying to think how to make a paratha. Actually, I will have to knead atta and put my hands in that, and my mind was revolting with that idea. To cook a paratha sabji, that is too much. You understand? It just goes against my nature. But as soon as, like today will be a very, very wonderful class, not because I'm speaking, but because it's very, very nicely. Isn't how Krishna reveals to me? Chaitanya Bhagavad we're going to discuss in Bharatpur. What did Nityanand Prabhu say when he sees the guy Badhai? Beautiful. So I become enthusiastic to speak like that. So it's my nature, just my nature. I can speak about Krishna. So engage if you find an engagement which you really like, which you can do for Krishna, bas, finish. Sense enjoyment, finish. You become so much absorbed in that service, you don't worry about sense enjoyment. Does it make sense? And everybody knows that. Like yesterday, you restricted your sense, not sense enjoyment, but you're eating, how to say, time, and you serve devotees some prasadam. Did you feel happy? Is it not? Prabhuji is not saying anything. Okay. Yes, and it was a very simple service, is it not? You will always feel by serving Krishna, by serving devotees, actually become happy. You should always remember, every time you serve prasadam to a devotee, this is exact words of His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj, even if he does not say anything to you, with every morsel he takes prasadam, your blessings are increasing. Every morsel, you should always have that faith. Twice the Lord has said this in Bhagavatam. Twice. When we serve devotees. In any way, obviously we cannot serve sitting, but at least in buffet you are serving. Every morsel. And if they are not happy, why they are coming for you, coming to you to take prasadam? Are they not eager? That's why I was chastising one devotee. He was not giving chapati. Arey Baba, he wants 2 chapatis. Why he has to beg like a beggar in front of you? You are his servant, not that he is my servant. Makes sense to you? And when we are especially distributing prasadam, we think that we are like a rich man and they are like beggars. No, we are servants. Give them. A very simple policy. Let everything get finished. If it is finished, then they won't ask. But they should not leave unsatisfied from your counter. I'm just saying, apply this. We have better knowledge. We can serve Vaishnavas, we can serve Krishna, and that's a very natural way to control our senses. And everybody is different, so they will do it differently. But one who has tasted the beauty of the Supreme Lord Krishna in the course of his advancement in Krishna consciousness no longer has a taste for dead material things. It's a beautiful man. You will be surprised. Yesterday I was taking prasadam in my mother's home, and my sister was there, and my sister even spoke, I don't want to hear material talks. I was looking, what has happened to her? I don't want to hear material talks. See how much Hare Krishna mantra is powerful, prasadam is powerful. She would not speak anything spiritual. And at least she spoke, अच्छा नहीं लगता मुझे to speak something about Krishna. I did not speak anything, I was just surprised. She's not come to any class up till now. Maybe one class. Earlier she was not even ready to talk for 2 minutes about Krishna. It's amazing. So this is what I'm trying to say, how Krishna consciousness, as you become more and more advanced, you do not want to taste anything dead, because there is no taste in anything material. Even the talks are dead, you know that? If you are talking about mundane subject matter, they are so dead that they make us dead. समझ रहे हैं? शव शोभना mata. If a person is dead and you decorate him very nicely, those words which are not connected with Krishna, they are decorations of a dead body. These are not my words. And every time you see, when we discuss Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, we become enlivened, don't we? So we can practically feel that the discussions about Krishna are pleasing to Krishna. That's why we ourselves are enlivened by that. If we can open the ears and actually understand this, the only way we can become happy is by questions and answers about Krishna. Yenatma samprasidati. We have discussed in chapter number 2. Krishna sambandhe. By questions and answers about Krishna only we can become happy, because by question and answers about Krishna, our mind will be on Krishna. Does it make sense? There is no other way, neither by marriage, neither by not getting married, by taking sannyas or vanaprastha, nothing will make us happy unless we actually hear and develop a taste for hearing and chanting about Krishna. So be very clear. कौन से आश्रम में से कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. Every ashram is frustrating if we have no taste for Krishna. You will see that. Even I must admit, even talking about management kind of drives me up. Kind of, how to say, thaka deta hai. It just, I feel tired. So that's why I delegate to those who have still some taste, more taste for management. You please manage. I have always seen that. Even 3-4 days back I was sick, but as soon as I was speaking about Krishna, I was feeling energized, and then again sick. It's just very nice Krishna consciousness. Okay. So what will happen? Why I'm holding here? Don't be discouraged. Never be discouraged. You keep on chanting Hare Krishna, keep on hearing Bhagavad Gita. Hearing is the most important point, and this will gradually increase our taste to the point we don't want to hear anything Prajalpa. Just boring. And even if somehow that we hear Prajalpa or engage in sense gratification, we will not have any taste for it. Boring hai. Kai ko kiya maine? You understand? This every devotee. So please never be discouraged, even if you engage in sense gratification. I'm not saying engage in sense gratification. When I'm saying A, I want you to hear A only, not B. I'm not saying that you engage in sense gratification, but if by previous habit a devotee somehow or other engages in sense gratification, he shall lament. He will lament. Kya time waste kiya? I wasted my time.
वो अंदर से समझेगा, वो कई बार वो भी नहीं पाएगा.
He will. आपका टेस्ट आ गया ना कृष्ण भावना में, you will naturally say, what is this time waste? Therefore, restrictions are there for the less intelligent neophytes in the spiritual advancement of life. But such restrictions are only good until one actually has a taste for Krishna consciousness. So Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing, without restriction, we cannot have taste. We must restrict ourselves. If we keep on eating outside food and also prasadam, we will not feel that benefit. But let us do this austerity for 12 years. For Mataji, is it difficult to take prasadam only? Mataji, difficult? Prabhuji, difficult? You?
Sometimes.
Why sometimes? No. Don't put yourself in a situation where you don't have prasadam. And we eat in mind also. Prabhuji, is very, very, very important to not taste material things. कहीं कभी तो हमें cutting करना पड़ेगा ना. We have to put our feet down and become dabang. No, I am not going to eat outside food. And particularly if I just talk about your life, you have a very planned life. You don't have to go outside Delhi, is it not? अपने बारे में बात कीजिए, दुनिया के बारे में मत करिए. I will not go any place if I don't have prasadam. Or if you have to go for prasad, go to that place, you pack sufficient prasadam. You will be surprised. When I was coming from Indonesia, they gave me 13 kgs of prasadam. 13 kg. The person said, "No, this is overboard." I said, this is all my food." He was looking at me. Okay, take. He said, when two flights in 24 hours, this fellow is going to eat 13 kgs. And they very sweetly made so many things like that. How much you can eat? How much you can eat? I remember Rupa Goswami Prabhu is very expert on brahmachari. He serves prasadam also very nicely, and he has a lot of network. So Partha Prabhu was telling that they were going in a train with him for yatra, and he had some Mataji, some devotee bring prasadam for him. So the others were saying these people are not eating at all. Why they are not eating? And then the prasadam came, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, then they understood why these sadhus are not eating. And you know what? I have still one remembrance of this. I took out from Jhansi. I did not take my parcel. And the devotee was so loving. He arranged prasadam for me in Gwalior by another devotee. And it's amazing. At exactly 5 p.m. I was I'm hungry. And exactly 5 p.m. I got a call when the train reached the Gwalior. Prabhuji, prasadam. So Krishna arranges also. If you take like this, obviously you can take fruits if you are already in that situation. I don't remember to put myself in a situation when I don't have prasadam. Why should I have put myself? Plan your trips like that. Okay?
Just surrender.
Not surrender, you become intelligent. What is the point of surrender? Take a lot of prasadam. You can take 13 kgs of prasadam. कितना खाएंगे? 2 kilo, maximum 2 kgs. समझ रहे हैं? But effect is very dangerous. The way our mind tricks us, you engage in sense gratification, nothing will happen. Something has very greatly happened. So the restriction is important for us. When one is actually Krishna conscious, he automatically loses his taste for pale things. That's very easy to understand, you know that. And it's quite interesting. We eat, then we naturally become disinterested in lesser things. Just like we have given the example earlier, if we have a nice feast, then would you like to eat some bhusa? Bhusa khaye aap log? So you keep on having nice feast, then naturally you will not taste bhusa. So material sense enjoyment is like bhusa only. जिनके दिमाग में भूसा भरा है वो उसमें engage करते हैं. समझ रहे हैं? Okay, I'll stop here. I'll just see if some devotees have some questions here. But did you get the sutra how to get higher taste? We must restrict ourselves. Unless we restrict ourselves, we cannot get higher taste. But if we engage in the process, we get higher taste. Then we don't need to restrict ourselves. I'm just summarizing it again. In the beginning, we have to restrict, and then it becomes a natural lifestyle. I don't eat anything which is not offered to Krishna. I don't speak anything which is not connected to Krishna. It is just boring for me. Make sense? I'll just see if there's some questions here. It's a very sweet struggle, but much better feeling after waking up and Mangal Aarti. Yes, so please keep coming. Sunil Prabhu. What happened when a person do bhakti, but also engage in sense gratification due to her or his past habits? It's a good question. I have discussed this earlier also. I'll repeat it again. Krishna himself says, my devotee, knowing that sense enjoyment is not good, but he is not able to give up sense gratification. Are you able to understand his attitude? He said, you should remain happy and engage in my hearing and chanting process. It's a very subtle point you have to understand. He does not want to engage in sense gratification, and he also has taste for hearing and chanting about Krishna. So what he should do? He should continue hearing and chanting about Krishna, and bhakti itself will completely remove those base desires also. It may appear it is not happening to me, but when it will begin to happen to you, then you will say, "Arey, to sahi bol rahe the." मेरे को समझ में नहीं, मुझे नहीं विश्वास आप समझ में आ रहे हैं मेरी बात. If you have taste for, yes, keep on hearing about Krishna, keep on associating with devotees, and then you see suddenly those desires are, अरे कहाँ गई desires? I give an example. One Mataji, very nice devotee. So when she had moved into Vrindavan, she was thinking, how will I give up tea? And कहाँ गायब हो गई चाय पता ही नहीं चला. She just forgot about drinking tea. And for me, I never liked tea. So for me, that was not difficult at all. But I had other sense enjoyment desires, which are all gone away. Actually gone away. I did. ऐसा भी नहीं है कि I'm just stopping myself. I just don't like that. आता ही नहीं. आप देख रहे हो ना, those desires are not even coming. Have any one of you ever complained to me, प्रभु जी फिल्मी गाने का lyrics आ रहे हैं जपा में? It doesn't come. It will come if you hear in the night, obviously.
If we read Bhagavad Gita and everything, then morning japa will be.
Yes, yeah, it's an important point. And what you are doing right now, in the sense, the way we are having a schedule is very good. Evening, if you hear Krishna Katha, you must be feeling, you become inspired for morning program. And if you actually don't hear Krishna Katha in the evening, that kind of diffuses you for the morning program. आज ही morning फिर आ गई, फिर वही morning, फिर वही morning का program. They are programming me. I must deprogram myself. But if you hear about Krishna, just like that yesterday I heard, this chanting is actually for sinful people. Nityanand Prabhu says, oh, yeah, very good. You feel encouraged. I never sleep without hearing Lori from my mother. What? You're a brahmachari? Yes, my mother is Chaitanya Charitamrita. I always read some pastimes every day. She has to be near me. Who? She? Near you? Who is that she? Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, or he or she, whatever it is. Or Bhagavad Gita. Something. I just have a habit. Prabhuji, सोते हुए पढ़ सकते हैं? Yes. मैंने तो आईआईटी में सोते पूरी भागवत, ऑलमोस्ट पूरी भागवत पढ़ती थी इसी प्रकार से.
Lectures सुनते
I don't hear lectures or when I go to sleep because I'll give up my sleep then. But this is so always something. Prabhupada is beautiful, amazing. Everything, something he will speak which will always inspire you for the next day morning program. You do it every day and then you see how it is nice. Actually works. You have a small table lamp, you just read, and something you'll get and then you sleep. You are contacting Srila Prabhupada, you are having Prabhupada association there. This works really nice for me. What is to be done when wife or husband hears and chants and serves but counterpart revolts to engage in any such good acts? Oh, everybody should hear who are not married. It's a very nice question. It is posted for everybody to hear. What is to be done when wife and husband hears and chant? Wife oblique husband hears and chant and serves, but counterpart revolts to engage in any such good acts. Many times very difficult to adjust in such circumstances and disturbs the japa, etc., especially in the initial stages of bhakti when one is trying to be fixed. One thing if it is happening with the Mataji, she can just think, okay, at least if he is not disturbing in my japa, that's fine. He may not do bhakti, but at least he's taking prasadam. So you cook prasadam and don't think I will say take divorce. That is not my point. I'm just saying you serve him or him from Mataji's perspective and just be quiet. Obviously, I can assume that he will also not wake up for the morning program. So you can have your morning program separate. Where obviously, is it not? People normally, husbands don't wake up by 9 a.m. That is their Brahma Muhurta hour. So by that time, your whole program is finished. More difficult is if the wife is not a devotee. If the home minister is very difficult, then it is very complicated. I have seen so many times Matajis are very easily able to practice Krishna consciousness even if the husband is not a devotee. But if the wife is not a devotee, tab to tire puncture. There are some examples, but it's very difficult. You have to work outside and still cook something very complicated. So those who are not married and they want to get married, they must be hearing something, is it not? Are you maybe I have got muted in their department or in their channel, or maybe they have left the audio. Okay, so I think you must be hearing something. It is actually difficult to stay with people who are not Krishna conscious. But at least if they are, how to say, like China and India, not fighting, then also is okay. So I hope it answered the questions. Always try to reflect upon it. If you did not want to become Krishna conscious, think yourself in that situation, and somebody is pushing you, will you like it? You understand my point? Krishna consciousness is not about pushing people. It's about encouraging. And those people who are interested, they will become encouraged and take up the process. Don't push people. Prabhuji, why do you push us? Because you want to be pushed. I can't force you to come for morning program, is it not? Anybody who's coming for Zoom and all the devotees here, you want to be encouraged and pushed. That's why I'm pushing. Those who don't want to be pushed, they won't come for the morning program anyhow, either Zoom or here. They will be pushed back to their home, is it not? Maya is anyhow pushing. This is a very, very important point. Always give people suggestion, option, and it will be amazing. You will be amazed to see that it's more difficult for them to resist it. ये पता नहीं समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा? Because the living entity is marginal. If you say, would you like to chant Hare Krishna? It's more difficult to say no. Would you like to have this prasadam? Would you like to come for Bhagavad Gita class? Because we are marginal. ये पकड़ पा रहे हैं? It is very difficult to resist that temptation. And Krishna himself says, I have given you this knowledge, now do whatever you want to do. And what Krishna Arjuna says, Karishye vachanam tava. And we ourselves have to practice Krishna consciousness, so they have visible people who are actually happy. Like today's, for few seconds, it was amazing experience of chanting. I mean, slightly amazing. Slightly. So that gives you faith, this is very nice. This is for real. Samajh rahe na? This Krishna consciousness, this chanting is for real. So we persevere with Krishna consciousness. And then those people will see, these are very happy people, they will like to follow us. I will again say this. This is how all the commercials are built. For all the lipstick commercials, do they show a woman who is very sad after putting the lipstick? I have been miserable after putting this lipstick. Anybody will buy? Or a toothpaste? Have you found a secret? Every time they say, this woman or this Prabhu is so happy by wearing this, by having a toothpaste, by this and by this and by this. And we become somehow enamored by that. Oh, he's so happy. He's paid to look happy. He's not happy. Are you able to get this? How they're catching you? And devotees actually, when we can see, oh, they're actually happy, then they say, why are they happy? Why are they happy doing this tapasya of Hare Krishna, waking up early in the morning? Then they will become attracted. Everything. I will not take the names, but I am seeing how the faces of devotees are changing when they are practicing Krishna consciousness. Actually, those who are on Zoom, how they were looking and how they are looking is so different. I must tell you, one devotee Mataji told me, your aura gets changed, your energy level gets changed by chanting Hare Krishna. Everything gets purified. You become so positive. Don't you feel? You become actually very positive. Have you felt some people are so negative? कुछ बात करो मेरा तो ये भी नहीं हो रहा है, तो वो भी नहीं हो रहा. You feel depressed. होता है ना सब कुछ. Why is like that? And some people are so enthusiastic. Why they are enthusiastic? It enthuses you. Bhagavatam enthuses you. Chanting Hare Krishna enthuses you. The happy devotees are best spiritual. Why I am saying all those things? I don't know why it came out. I don't know. But I just wanted to say that when we have taste for chanting Hare Krishna, taste for bhakti, then we can naturally influence people. Don't push people. So why I was saying this? Don't push people. So that person does not have to become dabang. Yes. Okay. Now A has become B. When I said dabang was in reference to your senses. Not become dabang in front of your husband or your father and mother. So दबंग कहने का अर्थ नहीं था कि ये झगड़ा करिए कि नहीं ऐसा नहीं. Question. Oh, Prabhuji, relatives force us if we visit their house, even they cook no onion, no garlic food, but it's not offered. Could we offer that or reject completely and stop talking to them? I did not say stop talking to them, stop eating from their house. Just like we went to a program in village, I did not give the class on that day morning. So I said, I won't eat in your home. I'll just give class. Because you are offering using onion garlic in your home. How can I eat in your home? You are saying this. What is your age, Akash? I think you are 12 years, na? 12 years? You take the example of the daughter of my sister. She went back to her home. I said, I will not eat this food to her grandmother because it was ungarly. She's so courageous. देखिए लीजिए कितनी छोटी है वो, 9 साल की होगी, 9 years. She was so courageous. I will not eat this food. Now what the mother has to do? She has to cook without ungarly. This is like living life on your own terms. For that we don't compromise. और समझ जाएंगे हाँ ये तो बड़ा पक्के व्यक्ति, नहीं खाएंगे कोई बात. That you understand, we are firm but not behaving badly with people. हम चाय नहीं पीते, अच्छा लस्सी लेंगे, पानी लेंगे, पानी water we can take. Okay, don't eat from their hands. What happened when a person do, okay, due to her past habits, so become dabang, fight back. If, okay, now I understand, the dabang was in the context, if our senses have overpowered us, then okay, since we have defeated me in one fight, I should surrender to you. Shishasteham shadhi maam tvam prapannam. I am becoming now a student and please accept me. Should we speak like this? एक मेरे को झापड़ मारेंगे मैं रुकूंगा, मारूंगा दूसरा. समझ रहे? You have beaten me, okay, once. I'll give you another one, isn't it? Then if you have fallen for senses, okay, I'll chant more Hare Krishna, I'll hear Bhagavad Gita, I'll associate with devotees. Even if we fall down, we should hold on to people who are strict. We'll hold on to people who are stable. नहीं, ऐसे तो नहीं गिरे रहेंगे. Yesterday one devotee says, again, this is so laughing. Prabhuji, I am fallen. So if you actually think you are fallen, you should do something about it, is it not? You can't remain fallen, just like a person who's, we have seen this example, if you trip over, immediately we wake up, no, nobody knows also that we have fallen. So people say such things, but they don't really mean it that actually we are fallen. Do something about it, wake up for Mangalarti, chant Hare Krishna. Why should we remain fallen? I give this example, if my mind is not cooperating, if you are not cooperating with me, Prem Krishna, should I cooperate with you? No. So if your mind is not cooperating, why should I cooperate with my mind? क्यों सुनो मैं आपकी बात? नहीं सुनूंगा. आप मेरी बात सुनते हो? ऐसे बोलते हैं ना हम लोग. Our mind does not listen to us. So why should we listen to our mind? So we should listen to the spiritual master, we should listen to Shastra and behave in that way. And even if you fall, आप लोग के बच्चे थे ना छोटे बच्चे, when the child is trying to walk, धम से गिरता है तो गिरना भी अच्छा लगता है. The child also falls, is, oh, my child is trying to stand up and walk. So Krishna is very, very kind. Even our struggle to achieve his feet is appreciated by him. Okay. You said that sense gratification will be removed if we continue to chant, hearing and chanting. Then that person does not have to become dabang. That's what it means to become dabang. Even if the mind says no chanting today, then you said, why no chanting? Why no chanting? Whom you have to say to this? Mind. Don't go for Mangalarti. क्यों नहीं जाए? कौन होते बोलने वाले तुम? Who are you to say this? दबंगे यही तो होता. Who are you to say that I will not go for Mangalarti? I will go for Mangalarti. Why not? Who are you to speak? नहीं, मैं तुम्हारा मन हूँ, तुम्हारा गुरु हूँ. I don't listen to my spiritual master. I don't even listen to my spiritual master. Why should I listen to you, my dear mind? I'm just joking. I am saying we must become disobedient to our mind and teach our mind to become obedient. But one thing which Acharya says very nicely, you have to give some sense gratification to the mind in the form of nice prasadam. Okay, whole day my mind will say, okay, I will agree, you will do the whole morning program, at least give me nice prasadam in the 9 a.m. Yes, that much is allowed. Okay, so we'll have nice prasadam now, cooked by our Karnamrit Prabhu. I don't know what is in your Zoom devotees thing. So will they still not come to Vrindavan? Will they get nice prasadam online? That will never happen. So they will have to come here to get nice prasadam. Okay. Karnamrit Prabhu ki jai. Yes, Akash, we have a room for you. Why don't you come and join IVTV? Yeah. Okay, so there are no questions, so I'll stop here. We'll have some service to do. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Small announcement. We have 4 to 6 class in Bharatpur today. आज 4 से 6 में चैतन्य भागवत पे क्लास होगी, तो वहां पे उसी टाइम लाइव करेंगे. हरे कृष्ण. अरे अपने बता देते हैं, रिकॉर्डिंग में है तो चलिए बताइए.